I'm James Spann. This is the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Thursday, the 22nd of July. Heat is the big story, watching the tropics as well. System trying to get its act together over the Southeast Bahamas this morning. Let's take a look at the Skycam network first. First off, coming from Cullman. Up in North Alabama, the sky mostly clear. Birmingham looking south from the top of the Daniel Building. And from Tuscaloosa, that's a north look from the top of the Tuscaloosa County Courthouse. Old nasty heat bubble right over us today. We got the ring of fire effect there with the moisture on the periphery of the upper high. Big MCS blowing up over Iowa and Minnesota this morning. And that's where all of the active convection will be on an organized basis for the next couple of days. Severe weather risk today up north. Pretty much the same thing tomorrow. And on Saturday, a slight risk of severe weather. Cities like Chicago, Indianapolis, Detroit, Cleveland, and Buffalo. QPF chart, the heaviest rain will be up in that zone as well. And around here, this is suggesting rainfall amounts of 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. This is valid through Monday evening at 7, but you know my saying here, these maps aren't that useful in summer. For example, yesterday, some parts of Blount County had way over 1 inch of rain in just 30 minutes. Other spots had absolutely nothing. It's the hit and miss nature of the storms that make it hard for these things to be drawn in summer. All right, tropical weather. First off, convection is increased down there over the Bay of Campeche. That's going to be drifting into the Mexican coast, so not much time for that to get its act together. The one we have been watching for days is now over the Southeast Bahamas and moving slowly west-northwest. And here's the problem with this thing. 40 knots of shear right over that. Very harsh winds aloft, and that's keeping this thing from getting its act together. With time, that should lessen, and many of the models do continue to ramp this up into a tropical storm. Here's the latest modeling, and the models are tightly clustered. They now bring this thing through the Florida Straits into the Gulf, and they've all shifted west and now have the Gulf landfall over Louisiana or Texas, and that's based on the idea of a stronger upper high across Alabama and Georgia and Mississippi that would steer it in that direction. But again, like I've been saying for days, we got to get this thing developed. It needs to have a closed circulation. But the good thing, we do have the upper air data coming from a NOAA aircraft that's been down there, so at least we have that information. But at least at this point, that seems to be the favored track. And again, in terms of the intensity, we do not have any of the models, well, except one that wants to bring it to a minimal hurricane. You got two camps. Some just don't develop this thing at all, and some bring it up into a tropical storm. So we'll keep an eye on that. But again, odds are this will not be a major hurricane, but it's still early in the game. We'll check the GFS. This is the OZ run, valid at 1 o'clock today. That 0594 ring just doesn't want to go away. Down below that could be enough moisture for a few isolated storms, but probably not many. And again, you can see the broad low down there near Cuba. That's the tropical system we're watching. Tomorrow, the GFS kind of loses the tropical system, and around here, we look pretty dry with the upper high right on top of us. And understand, heat is the big deal. We're talking upper 90s, very hot. Heat index values well over 100. Weather Service continues a heat advisory. But we're Southerners, we can deal with it. We're used to it. It's supposed to be hot in late July here. This is the hottest time of the summer. Saturday, you can see how the ridge is stronger on this run, with the shortwave up north not really denting this thing down. And accordingly, this looks fairly hot and dry. And Sunday, the shortwave passes on to the north. The 594 ridge just not going anywhere. And again, instead of that deep moisture surge of the tropical plume, this time the model looks a little drier. So it's going to be a hot and steamy series of days here. And again, there could be some storms out there over the weekend. The amount all depends on the tropical system. And again, on this run, it's got the system staying farther south. Monday of next week, a surface boundary to the north, moisture in place. There could be a few scattered storms around, no doubt about that. And pretty much the same deal on Tuesday. Wednesday of next week, that thing just doesn't want to go away. The 594 ridge is in place. It's going to be hot and steamy, maybe a storm. And a week from today, moisture looks a little deeper. But again, it just looks like old late July, early August weather in there. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 3:30 or so today. And if you're local to us around here, watch us on TV this evening, ABC 3340 in Birmingham at 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.